Hey, good morning, everybody. Got my eyeglasses on today. Couldn't deal with my contacts. Hey, let's go here. As a victim of police brutality, myself having 3 Glocks pushed against my forehead and my injured shoulder, which had partially torn tendons, torn completely from the bone, requiring surgery, and of course being able to get no recourse for it because the cops were white and I was white. No one in hell could care about that because this is all a racial thing. And this is really, I'm sorry, I'm going to call it like it is. This is black racism. So I wish these protesters would come out and say what they mean. They're not talking about police being out of line or no accountability or police brutality. The only thing they care about is a white cop abusing a black suspect. If it's a black cop and a black suspect, they don't care. If it's any color abusing a white guy, they don't care. If it's any color abusing any other race, they don't care. And we have very few races actually left anyhow with all this interracial dating and all these mixed individuals just from day to day choosing which race they want to identify with just simply by what's ever the most advantageous at the time. So there it is, right? For the Reverend Jackson and Big Mouth Al Sharpton, call it like you want to say it. The only thing you really care about is a white cop and a black suspect. But look at the looting. Look at the people. Look what happened. The black protesters that got out of control, that did the violence and the lootings, the beatings, the shootings, they did it 80% against minorities, of course. The black community doesn't care about any other minority race. They only care about the black race. Therefore, if they burn down the Asian market or the Muslim market, that doesn't count because it wasn't a black market, which they broke down too. They don't care about the black police officers that were shot during all this by quote unquote peaceful protesters that happen to have guns and bricks and everything else. They don't care about the innocent black citizens who were maimed, mangled, and killed and left in the street by our quote unquote peaceful protesters. They're being led like sheep by whoever is instigating the violence in the group, but they're so easily led. And I don't know why this one particular race is so easily led without recognizing they're being led. How can I speak like that? Well, they voted Democrat for 60 years and the inner cities are a mess. And let's vote them in for 4 more years so they can continue to stay a mess. And as we've earlier stated, and it's a statistical fact, the #1 cause of death for a black child in Chicago, Illinois is abortion. So henceforth, that's why we have no respect for human life. The most dangerous place for a black child in Chicago was in his mother's womb, because he's probably not going to make it out since that's the #1 cause of death. It's an amazing thing. We need to wake up, grow up, understand what's going on, and not try to live life to the exclusion of 13.5% of the population, and understand that, guess what? I'm going to take color completely against it and piss everybody off this morning. My life matters, all right? My life matters. My little dog's behind me. His life matters. He's my best friend. His life matters. So what the hell? Let's figure this shit out and move on. But, because I got to check something here. Okay. But we can't continue to allow 13.5% of the population to cry the blues to the point of making someone like Drew Brees apologize twice just because he doesn't disrespect the anthem and the flag? Drew, God, are you weak, brother? It's your rights as an American to stand up for that anthem and that flag. There's nothing to apologize for. The flag is not racial. The flag only has colors of red, white, and blue. The flag doesn't identify with the racial identity of an individual. The flag represents a country mixed of all kinds of people. Legal citizens. That's what we're worrying about. Legal citizens of all colors. But no, the only thing we're supposed to worry about is 13.5% of the population. So we have a local chapter here where I live of the NAACP, which stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. All right? Go on TV and refer to African Americans as colored people and see if you don't get shot. All right, because that's the general reaction, but they still have that. So I'm going to go down there and see if I can apply for membership. Not like that screwy woman that they caught and kicked out because she said she identified as black. I want to say I'd like to join the Association for the Advancement of Colored People because, hey, guess what? I'm a colored person. I have a particular color. My skin has a particular skin tone, all right? So that makes me a colored person. Our Hispanic population has a unique position simply because in their makeup, they have all skin tones inside of the Hispanic population. So it makes it a little bit harder. But our African American population could give a shit less about a black Hispanic because, again, they're not 13.5% of the overall population that actually is African American. Get rid of the hyphen and just call yourselves American and I'll stand behind you. But this looting and throwing bricks at people and slitting police throats and shooting them in the back of the head, and now we're into the second week, you're lucky I'm not president. I would have broke out martial law and put an end to all of it. So anyway, we're over and out and we're going to move on with life.